Social exclusion is a social determinant of health. So what is social exclusion? Social exclusion is a multidimensional process that spans across four main dimensions: economic, political, social, and cultural. It involves the denial of rights, resources, and services, and prevents the individual or group from being able to engage in normal relationships and activity. Today, our friends will share their personal stories of social exclusion.
Meet Hank. Hank is a 12-year-old vampire. Hank's parents love him even though they aren't vampires. Unfortunately, Hank is the only vampire at school, and the other kids pick on him because he is different. This makes Hank feel sad, rejected, and lonely. He doesn't want to go to school anymore. His grades drop and he has troubles concentrating and learning. When he goes home, he is visibly upset and becomes reclusive. The parents are concerned and contact his teacher. The teacher decides to do a lesson plan on vampire awareness to educate the students. Now the students can better understand Hank, and when he returns to school, the students are kinder to him.
Here are some of the ways that stigma and social exclusion have a direct negative impact on the emotional, physical, and mental health of children.
This is Sophie, who is in her early 20s and does not have very much money. Sophie's friends ask her if she wants to go shopping, but she cannot afford it. Sophie says she can't and walks away quickly in embarrassment. This is a common occurrence in Sophie's life. She cannot seem to break out of a situation because of her low level of education. This leaves her feeling helpless and creates a low self-esteem. She begins avoiding her friends because she's tired of making excuses of why she cannot go out. One of Sophie's friends finds out about her predicament and suggests that she goes to a woman's peer support group. Sophie is then inspired to seek advice about options to further her education.
The longer someone lives in disadvantaged circumstances, the more likely they are to suffer from various health issues, mental illness, suicidal, and antisocial behavior.
Meet Gudan, an elderly man who moved 2 years ago from China with his adult daughter. Gudan cannot speak English, and since his daughter is often working, he spends a lot of time alone. When Gudan does go out, he is frustrated by how hard it is to communicate with others. Gudan's pre-existing heart condition worsens because of the elevated stress in his everyday life. This lands him in the local hospital. His stress continues to elevate because he cannot understand the nurses working at the hospital. The hospital staff brings in a translator to communicate better with Gudan. This ensures that his health literacy is at an acceptable level. When he is out of the hospital, his daughter takes Gudan to English lessons and to a Chinese multicultural center to integrate him into society.
Social isolation can lead to chronic stress, which has adverse physical effects such as increased risk of diabetes, depression, compromised immune system, and weakened resistance to disease. So how does this relate to nursing? Nurses are advocates for patients, so promoting social justice is consistent with nursing's historical and philosophical roots. Finally, social exclusion can be reduced by promoting empowerment, supporting interactions across differences, and addressing sources of inequality. So do your part today and help bridge the gap of social exclusion.
Created using Powtoon.